And we are live. So we're going to go live on Breakthrough's IG. Everybody, we're live. I want to thank the sponsors. I especially want to thank Breakthrough Clean, Onnit Nutrition, Crossbreed Holsters, Taurus USA, and everybody I missed, Riton, Kenzies Optics, and everybody in between. So, let's spin this around for everybody in the IG world. If you guys get a chance, I am live right now with Jason from Breakthrough Clean. We're going to spend a few minutes. We're just kind of troubleshooting and working through a few things, but we're going to talk a little bit about Breakthrough. And we're going to record an episode right now just about Breakthrough Clean, the direction, everything that we're doing here, everything post-NRA, and everything exciting going on with Breakthrough. So if everybody gets a chance to come in, spend some time, ask questions, we're going to talk a little Breakthrough. So Jason, how's it been? You've been with the brand now for X amount of time. What's new and exciting with Breakthrough post-NRA, and what are the goals, missions, everything else Breakthrough's trying to push? I know it's been wild and exciting. What do you think?
Well, post-NRA, we're still kind of introducing our carbon fiber rods and the copper remover, which we introduced back at SHOT Show. We're still trying to push those products now. This is our newer product, and just trying to introduce our customers into them. Especially the copper removers, it's something pretty different from what we've offered in the past, while still maintaining, the odorless, user-safe, kind of eco-friendly concept that we've had with our solvents and lubricants in the past.
So the lube game's been super polarizing the last few years, and we've seen kind of the lube wars, so to speak, happen. What do you attribute to shooting lubricant being so polarizing in the gun industry, and why it's such a fun? I mean, it's more funny than anything to me, because Breakthrough's done a fantastic job staying out of the fray of the baloney, but you have companies that are, one people say there's cheese inside of it, there's oil, there's gasoline, there's this.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's like any other product. You get some guys who are just adamant about what they use, and they just almost
it's comical.
We fanboy over stuff. I mean, hey, I've done it in the past over comic books. I'm Marvel guys. Some people are DC guys, and you'll duke it out, and at the end of the day, you take a step back, and you're like, we're arguing, we're something so similar, so it's crazy sometimes. It cracks me up with how adamant some people get. Like, this is so much better than something else. And fight over it.
Oh my God, it really is foolish. But it's been an interesting ride with the whole. We've seen so many different companies come up, and I don't want to name them, but in my opinion, and maybe I am fanboying because I've worked for the brand for so long, there has not been a company with more heart, dedication, and really done a fantastic job building a true brand from the ground up than Breakthrough. Now, I know you've had a little bit of a journey getting here, and we've all been affiliated with the brand at different points of its infancy, but you started selling originally, right?
I did. I originally had my own gun shop that I ran, a family shop, and had Breakthrough introduced to me while I was still running there. It's a Miami shop. At the time, it was just a solvent, and quite frankly, Eric, the owner of the company, walks in, and he's got a backpack full of solvent, and he's like, try this out, and I gave him the typical dealer look, like, oh man, I don't need another one of these. But let me tell you, I handed it out to my guys, I gave it to my gunsmith, I tried it out myself, and I was converted pretty much from when it was just a solvent to the brand growing into the cleaning kits and all the lubricants and all of that, and to the point where I pretty much took everything else out of my shop. And again, I had no affiliation to the company at this point, and was selling pretty much exclusively Breakthrough and selling it very well.
And now you work for him, and I've said it 100 times, Eric is, I've said it on record in interviews before, Eric is hands down one of the best people to work for, because he operates in that space of, I'm going to assume everybody I hire is smarter than me until you show me you're not. And that's a great feeling to work for somebody like that and to be a part of a brand like that, because he gives you the room.
Right.
But then if you show him you can't handle the space, he's going to let you go, or he's going to move on from you. So Eric does a great job of that, and he's done a great job growing the brand, and I feel like the brand is in a critical transition to where now he's coming out with such a full palette of SKUs, and we always used to joke that he was SKU crazy. But it's really a testament to his tenacious ability to get products to market and to want to fill that almost too fast. And we would have these debates working together because we can't market them; they're coming out so quick. But really, I give him all the credit in the world, and honestly, he's done a fantastic job getting that stuff to market. What has been one of the most exciting things you've seen come up? Because I know for me, I remember when it was one pouch, right, and when it was one giant, ugly as shit pouch. Now it's one giant overblown pouch, but now he's really tailored it to where you have this system that you can put in your bag. It's easy, you can use it, and you have the sample sizes. And I remember Eric is so generous and so giving. I can remember even arguing with him about charging for samples, and he used to just want to give this shit away. I mean, in your time, I'm sure you have goosebumps because it's come so far, but what has been some of the most exciting products you've seen him hit the market with?
Well, it was exciting. The first product I saw from basically its infancy to hitting market were the vision kits that we've done recently. And I was pretty new with the company when that was in the concept stage. And piggybacking on what you said, from day one, he was like, give me your input, you know. What do you think about it? He included me from day. I was maybe with the company a week, and it was like, well, what do you think? What should we change? Are we doing this right? And it was cool to be heard. But part of me was also like, man, I just stepped foot through the door, and he's valuing
coffee.
He's valuing, and he's valuing my input that much. Like you said, that's a great attribute of his. Yeah. And it was so cool seeing that from the drawing board to the great reception those kids have gotten.
I feel there's a huge misconception in the firearms business and in the even the lubricant world and some of the different spaces. I know energy drinks have come in with Kill Cliff and other brands, that the disconnect is a little bit where the folks don't listen to the consumer. I feel like he does a great job listening to what the consumer wants and almost to a fault tries to deliver it where it's like, well, I want a little less cheese in the pizza, I want a little more cheese. He's really trying to augment the brand to really fit everybody's needs. And I learned, the biggest lesson I've learned from him in my 3 years associated with the brand is I've learned that he does a fantastic job tailoring to be that customer is always right philosophy. Not to the detriment of the brand, but just enough to kind of show them he gives a shit and he's listening. It's not just a giant spray bottle with a ton of solvent in it. It's not just a giant lubricant with a fire hose attached to it, and he says, here, I'm going to do a CLP and we're going to douche your gun and we're going to call it a day. He's done a great job doing that with the brand. So in my time, that's been some of the most exciting things I've learned from him from an internal management perspective, is seeing him being willing to adapt and change and augment the brand to fit everybody's needs. And I won't forget it. I mean, it's definitely a lesson I take home. In all your time in the gun industry and being around the gun industry, do you feel a lot of companies have that failure to adapt and change, and that's where they kind of fall short?
I think there is. We pride ourselves on listening to our customers. A lot of our changes in-house are done from customer feedback. We have, as you know, we'll have meetings regarding customer feedback and what can we do to adjust this. And thankfully, he's flexible enough to listen, and he's humble enough to realize, hey, this isn't working, we need to change this up. And I don't, I think some brands just, like you've mentioned, they don't listen as much. It's like, hey, here's our product, deal with it. If you don't like it, it's our product. Buy it or don't. We're always looking to innovate, to not even just innovate, fix a problem. Look at we've acknowledged an issue with our sprayers recently. And we were active about fixing that, and we went out, and I'm sure you guys don't believe it, but man, we tested the hell out of those sprayers. We didn't want to keep having these pumps.
Yeah, the sprayers were an issue for a while. So to everybody out there about the sprayers have been fixed. So we apologize for the sprayers, but at the same time, we took that feedback and turned it into a positive by fixing them. And to everybody that has faulty sprayers out there, we not only deeply apologize, but don't hesitate to email Jason directly to get a replacement. But no, we've done the best we can, and again, try to operate in a reasonableness standard. But if you had issues with the sprayers, the problem has hopefully been rectified for the long term. So we appreciate everybody's feedback with that. But I think it's interesting enough, and kind of talking about this and going around this topic. The firearms business is very difficult to get into, and I don't necessarily look at Breakthrough as a firearms business. It's a cleaner lubricant solvent. It can be used on tools. It can be used in so many different things. And I stay very open-minded. But it is a very difficult business, and what he's been able to do the last few years and what he's been able to create here has been truly remarkable. To grow it from pouring bottles with a little funnel, and I actually remember those days.
Right.
I've been around the brand long enough to remember some of those days. To getting it to the point where there's so many employees and just walking through this warehouse, I'm so proud of where it's got to and what it was, and I still have visions of what it could be and where it could get to. You know, I know you have long-term plans for the brand and you want to be here for the long term and grow it out. That much I do know internally. Do you have a vision statement for the brand? I mean, would you like to see it in every store? Do you think it has, like, eventually can continue to expand into so many different areas? I mean, where do you feel that it could go?
I mean, ultimately, obviously, that's the goal.
Yeah.
You want to consume as much market share as you can, but also not at the expense of having a good product and listening to our customers and developing useful products, not just developing
In a space you shouldn't be in. And
right, and yeah, and that's another thing. You know, growing at the correct pace as well. You know, we want to be able to deliver as well to our customers, not have. And I don't know if this so much applies to the lube part of the industry, but I know I've seen it on the gun side, being a gun dealer for many years, where a product gets so popular, but you can't get it because everybody wants it and there's no way to produce enough of it. So we'd like to not have an issue like that and just grow at a healthy
nominal pace. I can remember the early days, and I'll pick on Eric for a minute, when he wanted to be like a tool company and he wanted to do all these different things. So he's gone through in his mind, I know, every incarnation. There was a few scary weeks in there where I thought he was going to be coming up with multitaskers and tools and stuff. And I was like, oh God, we're going to be all over the place. So, but I think he's settled down and really found that niche, and we've talked a lot about it, and it's not a mystery. When you get into spaces like this, you eventually hope to get into some level of, whether it's car, bike, outdoor spaces. So I think the sky's the limit, really, and where the company wants to go. But without the support of the customer base and the fan base and everybody who supports the brand and points the company in that direction, I think it's a foregone conclusion that they'll continue to forge into the firearms and into the defense community as far as they can until you feel you've penetrated that market enough. I mean, I think companies like Hoppies and Otis have laid the groundwork to show that there's a lot more penetration that can be made, especially in the hunting space and everything else. And they've done a fantastic job being brands that have been around for 100 years, but Breakthrough's not done yet. Not done yet.
Not by a long shot.
Not by a long shot. So, I mean, we'll kind of wrap on this, and I'll give you the last thoughts. Where can everyone find Breakthrough, and what's a couple of products that nobody's looking at right now from Breakthrough that they should be?
Well, like I said, those carbon fiber rods, they're amazing. They're just starting to hit dealers.
And are they available in every kit now?
The carbon fiber rods are going to be available. Our coated rods are going to be available on our Vision kits. The one-piece carbon fiber rods are just hitting dealers now and should be available everywhere. And those, like I said, the response to them has been amazing, and we have high hopes for the product, and just keep an eye out because we got a lot more to do.
Now the ammo cans, and of course, oddly enough, guys, Jason will tell you, for a long time, the grease has been the biggest seller.
Yeah, which has been crazy. Down here, obviously, we're from Miami.
And we don't advertise it ever.
No, we don't push it a lot. I was surprised how well the grease sold when I came into the company. People love it. And once you start using it, it truly does what we claim it does. It's not just hot air.
Yeah, it's not just hot air. So where can everybody find Breakthrough, and what's the best place to shop for it?
Online, you can find us, Brownells, Midway, our own website, breakthroughclean.com. You'll find it on Amazon, all the major online retailers, and locally, and we're everywhere. Use our dealer locator on our webpage. Breakthroughclean.com, you'll see a button up at the top that says dealer locator. Punch in your zip code. We're adding dealers every day.
And what we'll do, guys, just so you know, because I can't thank Jason enough for doing this, if you head over to this YouTube and leave a comment, or head over to Breakthrough's last post, Jason maybe will randomly pick a winner tonight, or when he's in the mood, tonight or tomorrow, I'll get with him, and we'll send the winner a prize, whether it's a shirt and a patch or something. We'll pick out a little prize pack, so everybody in the live and everybody in YouTube land, and we'll do a story, we'll put it up. Go ahead and leave a comment. Go ahead and leave a comment on Breakthrough's last post. Go ahead and interact, and go ahead and leave a comment on this YouTube, and we'll pick a winner for a patch or a shirt or something. We'll do a little prize pack. Maybe we'll put some samples in there and check it out so you guys all get a chance to win, because that's what it's all about. giving back to you guys, the consumer, taking your feedback, using it as a positive, and giving you guys the best product that we can give, because I know that's something that's passionate to Jason, it's been passionate to Eric for a really, really long time, and it's something that we support wholeheartedly. So if you're looking to check out more on Breakthrough, head over to www.breakthroughclean.com, and don't forget, I know you have the banner in the back of the website right located right behind me. Don't forget to check out the Instagram for the latest deals and every sale and promotion that goes on. We don't do as many sales direct as we used to, so don't wait around in the weeds for a sale. Take advantage of it. We mark things down to the lowest price humanly possible and make sure you shop. Also, I do want to address one thing that's really important to both Jason and I know the team here. We get inundated with DMs. We do our best to answer those DMs in a timely manner possible. We are not glued to our phones to check those DMs constantly, so please, DM is not the best place to get feedback. And keep in mind, direct message, when you direct message, you're messaging in most instances the marketing team.
Right.
You're not necessarily messaging customer service, and I'm in no way dispelling that. I just want to be clear with all you guys when you send in, sometimes customer service requests. There is a form online that's a formal customer service request, and that's a better avenue to get folks. Also, Breakthrough gets slammed, and I do this on all my lives when I'm talking about a brand I work with. Gets slammed with sponsorship requests. They do the best. Jason, I know, does the best he can. We do the best we can to get back to folks. Eric is constantly getting hit over the head with requests for sponsoring events, sponsoring, giveaways and things like that. And we do say yes to a lot. But here's the issue. Please be patient. Please take your time. If we don't get back to you, it is not personal. It is simply just give it some time.
And give it time. Don't email us, hey, the event's on Friday.
Yep.
And it's Monday morning.
Yes. So these are all important housekeeping items that I like to address on these lives and in these stories. It's not a snuff. It's not a line back to you guys. In the beginning, I can't tell you the amount of things we sponsored. I would say well over hundreds of thousands of dollars of product that's gone out in sponsorship / event sponsorship stuff. So there is a form, there is a process. If you do send an email requesting it for this coming Friday, chances are just assume the answer is no, and we're not going to be able to do it barring some unforeseen miracle. So we appreciate everybody. I know I speak for Jason when I say we appreciate the hell out of everything that you guys do. And we can't do it without you, and the brand can't do it without you. And I know Jason's excited about what the next couple months and years bring for Breakthrough, but we're really looking forward to the summer season. He's looking forward to the upcoming summer and fall season, and we look forward to you guys participating more in the brand and leaving as much feedback as you can, and us getting the best possible product out to you as humanly possible. So I thank you guys. I thank the sponsors, Kenzies Optics, Riton Optics, Taurus USA, Crossbreed Holsters, Course Breakthrough Clean, Onnit Nutrition, everybody out there in Gunland, 2A land. Appreciate all you guys. And if you want to participate in the contest, actually, Daryl had one good question. My gun shop said there was Breakthrough coming for an event, and then it ended up being 2 people with their own product. Daryl, I don't know where that event was, but never go to that gun store again. No, I'm kidding, Daryl. But yeah, I mean, Daryl, I don't know. You'd have to ask the gun shop, and definitely as far as events go, that's something I know Jason is super open to. I mean, we love doing events. Events, as long as it's within reason or within a reasonable driving distance or travel distance, that's something we're definitely always for. So reach out, use the customer service channel, don't use the marketing channel. That's my best advice to you. But thank you to everybody, thank you to Jason, and of course thank you to Eric. He's in a meeting, probably talking numbers. So we'll talk to you guys soon, and I appreciate everyone, and thank you guys out there, and don't forget to enter the contest.
Appreciate you.